Welcome all. So with this video tutorial we'll see how to print all the values starting from root to leaf. So whenever a tree is given in the data structure, so if you want to print all the parts starting from the root node till reaching the leaf node, there exists multiple paths. So if we want to print all the values that exist in different parts, various parts of the tree, so we'll see the code and we'll take an example with an illustration. We'll see how we can print all different parts starting right from root towards the leaf node. Let us see with the code. So your code I have written here for printing all different parts values starting from root to leaf. So here you can see I have taken a tree for example. So here you can see there exists 4 different paths. Paths in the sense starting from root towards reaching the leaf node. So similarly here if you take the first path, there exists the node 41, 29 and followed by 20. I have taken a binary search tree here. So here if you want to print all different paths and the values exist in different paths. So I have written a code. Let me trace the code how it works now. This we consider as the first path now. So in the first path the values considered are 41, 29 and 20. And if you take the second path, the values to get printed is 41, 29 and 31. Similarly, if I want to trace the third path, that already it is a well constructed tree. So with this tree, if I want to print the values that occur in the third path, the values should get printed 41, 45 and 42. Similarly, with the last path, there exists the value 41, 45 and 50. So these we call it as different paths that exist in this particular tree. So a path is nothing but we have to start from the root and till it reaches the leaf node, we have to print down all the values. So here with this tree there exists 4 paths. So now let me trace the code for this tree. So here I have taken only one sample test case, but this is a generic code that should work fine for different kinds of trees. So this code is meant for, I have written the title here, it is print root to leaf for all paths that present in the tree. So let me trace the code. So now you assume that this is the function we have called from the main function. I mean print paths. So print paths in the sense I want to print different paths with the values that exist in the path. And here obviously we know that we have to start always from the root node. So here the address space of 41 will get passed to this function. And here we have taken an array called as paths and maximum size is allotted for the array. And now when you call this function print one path, so here you can see print one path. Initially we are passing the root node and here it is the path is nothing but the array, and initially the length of the path, I mean we want to find the length and based upon the length calculator we are calling the other function called as print elements to print all the values that we have stored inside this buffer. So this buffer is like the array. So with this array we are storing the values that present in one path, and once it has been stored, once it denotes that we have reached the leaf node, we started printing the values by calling the function called as print elements. So here now this function is being called. So here the function actually gets started from here, print one path. Actually we are passing the root value, I mean the address space of 41 for this tree illustration. And this path is nothing but the array. And this path length actually it is an integer value. As of now we are not considering any path and the values are not yet we have placed. So initial value of this path length is 0 now. So we are checking whether root is equal to null, whether the address space is null. If it is null, simply we are returning. We are not returning any value. It is like we are not returning any value, but it is supposed to return to the calling function. And if suppose root is not equal to null, the control comes over here. So as I said, this path is an array. Initial value of this path length is 0 because as of now we have called this function and initial value we have taken for path length is 0. And with this value, with this position, I mean this is an array of zeros like that. So in paths of 0, we are directly storing the value root of data. So what is the root value? It is 41. So 41 will get stored inside the location of path of 0 as of now, inside the first space of this array. And then we move towards further. We are checking whether this root of left is equal to null and root of right is equal to null. Because we want to check, as I said, right, for to print all the values that exist in a path, we want to trace and we want to navigate the path till it reaches the leaf node. And when it does denotes, it reaches the leaf node when your left is equal to null as well as the right should be null. That's why the AND condition is given. If both the left and right pointer of a particular node is null, it tells us that it reaches the leaf node. So that's why this condition is being given. So if it reaches that particular position, then we are calling the function print elements, because till that position we want to trace, we want to traverse, and once it reaches that particular point, we are calling this print elements function. This is like the print function. So whatever elements that we have stored inside the path array, simply we are printing it on the screen. That's the purpose of this function. So if it doesn't reach that position, so in our tree, as of now, the root of left is not equal to null as well as the root of right is not equal to null. You can see it contains the value, points to the value 29 as well as 45. So now the control comes over here. Can you see inside the else? I am calling the same function by passing the root of left, paths and path length. This root of left, now it will be point to the address space of 29. I mean this 29, 20, 31. 29, 20, 31 alone is the subtree we are going to consider for the next call as of now. So this subportion alone will get passed for in my next call, recursive call. So now when I call the same function again, the root of left address space, I mean 29 address space, the same array name, and now the path length. Whatever be the path length we have initially. So initially it was 0 and then we have incremented, because the next value I have to store within the buffer. So now the path length value is 1. So by taking these values, it gets, so it is not 29, it is address of 29. So here 29 is the value, the address of 29. So will get passed towards this function. Again it will check whether root is equal to null, not so, because it is pointing to the address of 29. So again what we are doing in the same array, now the path length value is 1, that's how we have passed. So within the next location of the array, the current root value is 29, because the root of left you have passed. So the first recursive call, the current root value is 29. So this 29 again we are pushing it inside this array. So now path of 1 contains the value 29. And again you are incrementing the path length, so then in the next position you can store the next value. So now the path length will get incremented as 2. Again it will check whether it reaches the leaf node position, not so. So again it will go to the else portion, it will call the same function now. So now what happens, it will pass the address of 20, I mean the root of left, current root of left, the same array, and now it has been, path length has been incremented as 2. It will call the function, it will check whether root is equal to null, not so, and then what it will do, it will take the current root node. So this is the only subtree we have considered. So the value is 20 now. So in the location path of 2, it will store the value 20. Again it will get incremented, path length. Now the path length will be 3. So after which it will check whether root of left and right is null. For 20, can you see it is a leaf node, so the root of left as well as right is null. So once it reaches the condition, what we'll do? We call the print elements function. So for this function we have two parameters. One is the array name and the length. So the array name is path and the length what we are supposed to send is, so here it is 3. We are passing that. And the control comes over here. So here we have the array name and the length collected is 3. So now the length value is 3. So can you see the condition? We are starting from 0 till it is less than 3. We are supposed to print the value. And as you know that in 0th location we have the value 41, in first location 29 and 20. So when you are printing out the cout statement, what happens? The value 41, 29 and 20 will get printed on the screen. So this is for printing the values in one path. Similarly, what happens again the function will loop back, it goes and again it will pass the value. So again it will start tracing the second path that is present within the tree. So it will collect the values 41, 29 and 31. It will call the print elements function and it will print the value as 41, 29 and 31. Similarly for the next path the values will be 41, 45 and 42 will get print, and at last it will print the value 41, 45 and 50. So this is how we will print starting from the root by tracing the different paths that exist in the tree, and we will call the function print elements and we print the different values that exist in the path. So hope this session is video is useful to you for printing all different paths the values that resides in this part starting from the root node. So thank you.